What golden nugget of information do you have to share? Horses have a massive blind spot on the front and back of their body. If you are ever around a tame horse, keep a hand on their body while walking around them. This lets it know where you are at all times and decreases chances of kicking out of shock or fear. This also prevents them from kicking you with as much force. You need to stay very close to them for the full benefit. This is similar with goats, as they instinctively fight things coming head on and should be approached from the sides. Also, ears are the gateway to a horse's feelings. Pinned back ears indicates an anxious or angered horse. Pinned straight up indicates curiosity and focus. Artillery was responsible for over 70% of combat casualties in both world wars. A scorpion can hold its breath for 6 days, so don't think drowning it will help you out of your scorpion problem. A moose can run 40 miles per hour through 6-foot deep snow. Terrifying. Foreign garments to be labeled made in USA, the process only needs to be started and finished in America. In the case of a certain ladies' underwear line, the material is cut in USA, shipped overseas for assembly, then shipped back to America where a seamstress sews a made in USA tag on the item. Source: underwear factory worker. It's crazy how it's cheaper to send clothing across the world to be assembled than it is to just do it domestically. Planet Money on NPR did a fascinating episode on the makings of a shirt and its travels around the world from start to finish. The first president of Zimbabwe was President Banana. It was also illegal to joke about his name in Zimbabwe, so the foreign press used to joke about his name more. If you were caught though, you were locked up with no chance for appeal. Airline Ops Guy here. If you check in a bag at an airport with an hour or less before departure, it has a 50-50 shot of making it on the plane. Just like the TSA line, bag security can back up too. I regularly see 30+ minutes in screening statuses on bags. Then, it may be pulled for a hand screening and search. This is random and SAR doesn't care when the flight leaves. So now we are at about 25 minutes to departure and your bag has only just now entered the sort system. It will take another 5-10 minutes to sort out to the person who loads carts with bags. Here, the problem is that there may be 7-10 other flights coming off of the same conveyor belt. They have to see your bags tag out of maybe 50 other bags, so let's assume another 5 minutes. Your flight's bag cart was delivered plainside at an hour before departure. It is now 15 minutes to departure. The bag room has seen your bag and has it on the back of a tug racing to the plane. 7 minutes before departure the baggage compartments are closed and total weights are being submitted. Your bag has missed the airplane. So I should check in late, so my bag might be delayed and I can claim on my insurance $200 for new clothes? Actually, yes. I checked in late for a flight last year and my bag didn't make the plane. I had to buy new clothes and was reimbursed by the airline. Got a cute new swimsuit. I don't recommend this though. It took days for my bag to find its way to me and made the start of a vacation quite stressful. The earth wobbles really slowly like a spinning top. It takes about 26,000 years to come full circle. In the process, the northern star changes. This is called precession. It's one of 3 major changes in Earth's movement which are part of the Milankovitch cycle. Precession occurs 26,000 years eccentricity, occurs 125,000 years obliquity, occurs 41,000 years. These cycles all have effects on Earth's climate. For more information just search Milankovitch cycles. I had a heart transplant 5 years ago. When your heart is replaced, the surgeon has to cut the main nerve that gets the signal from the brain to beat, and or increase the intensity of the beat. Without this vagus nerve, your new heart has no regulation and pumps blood out of habit. You no longer have a fight or flight response and your new heart beats at 90+ beats a minute. The vagus nerve slows the heart. Epinephrine in your bloodstream, released from your adrenal glands in a fight or flight situation, can still speed it up, though. Also, congratulations on your new heart. I hope you have a great life. That is terrifying. So if you get nervous your heart doesn't race? Right. I have no internal regulation over my heart rate. My new heart beats purely from muscle memory. I can't think about it for too long because it's just too freaky. Absolutely terrifying. It is, but honestly, the no control thing is close to the bottom of concerns when having a heart transplant. My big worry was how long will I live post-transplant, and the answer is an average of 13 years. In that average there are people who died on the table and people who lived 30 plus years. Speaking of golden nuggets of information to share. Goldfish lose their color if they are kept in dim light or are placed in a body of running water, such as a stream. Also, goldfish actually get very large and live for a very long time, but most people don't care for them properly and end up suffocating them in ammonia. Yep. We kept goldfish in a huge water tank for our horses and they lived for like 12 years and got huge. Mine were 12 and 13. Nobody would believe my parents didn't switch them out when they died, but my parents definitely wouldn't do that, and my mum actively wanted them to die so we could get rid of the tank. I must be hungry, because when I saw goldfish I assumed they're crackers. To be fair, some goldfish crackers also lose their color when placed in running water. All colors of Fruit Loops have the same flavor. Also true for Play-Doh. The main reason we stop doing something we love is because we forget our love of doing it for enjoyment's sake and replace it with a desire to be good at it. You've inspired me. I should go tune up my guitar and get back to playing. I enjoyed it. I was decent. And I should enjoy being decent at it rather than good or great. The grey rock treatment is an incredibly useful method of dealing with narcissists and toxic people. If such a person is going at you verbally or behaviorally, screaming or posturing or trying to fight, become like a grey rock in a river. No reaction, don't answer, no movement, just sit calmly and let the stream of crazy flow past you. Bonus points if you can stare blankly. When people thrive on causing a reaction, they absolutely cannot compute when they get no reaction. If you're in physical danger, obviously react to keep yourself safe, but don't argue, explain or defend verbally. You'll never change a narcissist's mind, it's just walking on a treadmill. Obviously not foolproof. Keep yourself safe first and foremost. Oh my god. Thanks for the awards, I'm very humbled. I once did this with a narcissist ex. Just sat blankly. After they calmed down they sat facing a different direction. My nose was runny due to allergies so I got the sniffles. Sniffle. Sniffle again. My ex turned around with this strange smile on their face. They thought I was crying. When they realized I was perfectly composed they became bewildered. The most awful smile on their face for that one moment. Your ex smiled because they thought they actually hurt you and made you cry. What the frick, I don't know how such horrible people exist. If you ever have a baseball bat and need to use it as a weapon, put a sock over it so if someone tries to disarm you they just slide off the sock. Time out. Time out. Time out. I need to run home to get a sock first apparently. Please wait here. I'll be right back. If you carry a baseball bat in your vehicle for self-defense, also carry a baseball glove. Even if you don't play baseball, your lawyer will appreciate it. Today I learned put a sock on my baseball bat and carry a baseball glove as well. Each one of the Yamato class battleships' main gun turrets weighed over 3,000 tons, heavier than the average US destroyer. If you were on a destroyer in the US Navy during World War II, you ran the risk of having to fight a ship whose primary weapons alone displaced more weight than your entire vessel. And the reason for this is that the Japanese Navy had heavy restrictions from the West on how big air navy could be before the start of World War II. So to compensate for this they built the biggest battleships the world had ever seen. Yep, Washington Naval Treaty. And they were absolutely useless once aircraft carriers became the most effective and valued ships in a fleet. Not to mention they couldn't recoup their losses anywhere near as fast as the US could, so every loss really hurt them and they didn't have the resources to actually get the most out of them. Granted, Japan's carrier force was formidable up until Midway happened, but Japan essentially made a perfect sword while everyone else was making guns with the Yamato. Every nation prepares for the last war. Yamato would have been the king of World War I, but was outpaced by technology like planes and carriers.